And race fans, last call for 50-50 tickets. Last call for 50-50 tickets. Don't have an exact number. We do know it's over about $10 and probably less than 20,000 up for grabs. Pretty good ballpark area. So get those 50-50 tickets. Last call as cars making their way out onto the racetrack. And again, we are being viewed and listened to live on USACRacing.com. Video streaming. So again, 12-lap semi, top 5 cars. I know I mentioned top 6. It'll be the top 5 as Dakota Armstrong still trying to get that 7A fired up. We don't see the 71 of Cole Witt or the 11R of Ryan Cole on the racetrack as Dakota Armstrong tags the rear of the field. You can see him there in that 7A car. So 1 to go signal given to the drivers. Again, want to welcome all the folks watching us live on USACRacing.com over in New Zealand as well as Australia. Worldwide tonight, here from the Speedway Motors Belleville High Banks. The lights have been turned out. Dustin Morgan, Chris Wyndham in row number 1. Then I'll move Cody Brewer up to the inside of row 2 alongside Gary Altig. So here we go, off turn 4, a ragged start. The green flag comes out. We'll see if it sticks. Wyndham and Morgan down in turns 1 and 2, side by side. Morgan on that low line. Chris Wyndham will bring him off turn 2 down into turn 3. Clean and green here in tonight's semi. Side by side there on turn 4 as Wyndham leads lap number 1. Morgan falls to second. Cody Brewer back in that third spot. Now looks like trouble for the 67M of Gary Altig. Slows on the back straightaway. Looks like he will pull into the infield. But back up front is Wyndham. Then the 67 of Morgan, Cody Brewer. Then Matt Charles in a great battle there from Russ Harper and Beeson. Going at it as Garrett Hood now pulls into the infield in the 11H. 3 laps down this time by your leaders. 1, 2, 3. Cross the stripe right now. Jonathan Beeson in that 5th and final transfer. Russ Harper right there in the 09 trying to the inside of Beeson. So Beeson on the bubble. That 36 car in that 5th spot. Back up front in turn 1. It's Wyndham. Then Morgan. The white car you see is the Choctaw, Oklahoma driver Cody Brewer. Working the high line, back in the pack, there is Jonathan Beeson, that 5th and final transfer. As Russ Harper trying to reel him in. Harper in that DRC chassis, Fontana Automotive on the side. Now we're seeing that low line speeding up. It's been pretty much around the top shelf all night long. That's where the top 3 drivers are on that outside groove. But again, back in the pack, the battle for 5th. Russ Harper trying to reel in Jonathan Beeson. Beeson now trying the high line. And 1 and 2. Harper on the low line. The cutter rat line on turn 2. Harper trying to make it work. He will as they enter turns 3 and 4. 6 laps complete. 6 laps to go. Your leader checking out. The 17 of Chris Wyndham. 2nd, Dustin Morgan. 3rd, the 96 of Cody Brewer as he crosses the stripe. Almost a half a lap back, 4th place. Matt Johnson hanging out by his lonesome. And your 5th and final transfer, the 09 of Russ Harper. Cody Brewer, car number 96 out of Choctaw, Oklahoma. As your leader crosses the stripe now, 8 laps have been completed. Chris Wyndham out of Canton, Illinois. Now Harper feels the pressure from Josh Ford. Ford coming out of nowhere, started back in row 5. And Josh Ford now right around the outside takes over 5th spot. So Josh Ford with a nice move. As you folks at home keeping an eye on Cody Brewer. Ford coming out of nowhere. Working working the high line, moves into fifth spot.